Hey guys, I just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year while I can, because who knows, one day it's going to be considered hate speech because it's not very inclusive to say that. I can see that coming one day, but, hopefully people wake up by that time. But nonetheless, this is a time to be, happy, be with your family, eat a lot of food, drink a lot of booze, have a good time, and take a break from work. But, you know, people need to understand also the true meaning behind Christmas. It is the birth of Jesus Christ. It has nothing to do with Santa Claus and gift giving, which the holiday has been made about recently. And this is coming from an atheist. I don't even believe in God and stuff. Maybe Jesus existed at some point. I have no fucking idea. But, nonetheless, this is what it's about. When Ramadan comes around, I don't make Ramadan about some other issue because it offends me or something. Or when Hanukkah comes around, I don't try to commercialize Hanukkah because it has nothing to do with me. Because, oh, well, this is not very inclusive. How come it's only you Jews that get to celebrate Hanukkah? And how come only you get presents for, like, I don't know, 8 nights in a row? I would like to get presents for 8 nights in a row. You get that, but then you get Christmas and whatnot, right? So, it's stupid. They come at us with the guise of us trying to be nice and say, hey, just be nice and be more inclusive, say happy holidays. But it's like, no, that's a subtle way to get you to slowly destroy your own religion, culture, history, because you're destroying the meaning behind the holidays that you're celebrating. We have history. We write down things for a reason because it's useful, because it connects us to our past, to our history, to our identity, which is very important. If you don't have a sense of identity, then that's probably one of the reasons why the rates of suicide and stuff is so astronomically high compared to what it was years ago, right? You see all this confusion going on today. People, they don't know who they are. They don't know who their people are, what their ancestors have done for them. They're completely disconnected from it. And this is what they want. They want us to be like blank slates, to think that, oh, well, we just live here. We just kind of popped here out of nowhere, when it was like, no, it was a lot of hard work from people that came before us to make sure to make it so we have such a nice and comfortable life right now. The fact that I'm able to talk to you right now and you're able to watch my video, this took a lot of work, a lot of pain and misery and blood and sweat to get to that point. But if you're disconnected from that, then you don't really care when it starts to get changed, when it starts to get replaced. You're like, well, whatever. But when you actually have a connection to something, then you'll fight for it. Then you'll die for it, because you're like, no, this is mine. This was for me hundreds of years ago. The blood and sweat, etc., that went into that. And same with, Christmas. Like, it has a meaning. It has a purpose. It's not just to get gifts. It's not just to, like, look at a big fat guy with a big bag handing out gifts. That's not at all the point of it. And we need to get back to our roots. And like I said, I'm an atheist, but that doesn't mean I want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. It doesn't mean I want to get rid of my culture, get rid of all this and commercialize it. If we did that to anybody else's religion, they would be freaking out. I saw that there's an article from the Toronto Star I'll share in the link below, and it's titled "Why Many Classic Christmas Songs Were Written by Jewish Composers." So, that's fucked up. Imagine if we, a bunch of Christians, wrote a bunch of Ramadan songs for the Ramadan holidays and changed it and kind of bastardized it and took all the religious meaning out of it to commercialize it, people would be like, that's pretty fucked up. But, we get a bunch of Jewish people that do that to Christians' religion and culture, and that's a good thing. We're going to write an article about it, how great it is and how amazing it is. This is from the Toronto in the Star, right? It's not a right-wing conspiracy website, right? And it wasn't written in like a negative way, right? It was like, this is, we need to be thanking these people because without them, we wouldn't have all these great songs like Jingle Bells and stuff. Let's get rid of all the religious Christian songs that had to do with like the birth of Jesus and stuff. Let's get rid of that. But we'll talk about Jingle Bells and whatever else, right? But there is an attack on Christmas. There is. I remember back in the day I used to laugh at Fox News and stuff for saying that stuff, but and they're wrong and stupid, and Israeli shills to a large extent as well too. But they were right about that. There is an attack on Christmas. That's been going on for probably close to 100 years right now, at the very least. A lot of these songs and stuff were made in like the 1950s and whatnot, and that to me is an attack on Christmas. If you're commercializing it, and like I said, I'll give you the article and taking all the religious meaning out of it, then you're attacking it. But we can't forget our link to our history, because without that, then we're nothing. Then we're nobody. Then we're just wanderers in the fucking desert. And once again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. Hopefully this year we do see some good change, some gradual change. Hopefully more people start to wake up to what is going on. I think that is going to happen. It's just the question is whether it's going to happen fast enough, right? And maybe not, maybe it is, but we don't know that yet. So at the time being, all that we can do is keep trying. And, giving up now when we don't know is just not going to do anything for us. We may as well keep trying to wake more people up until there is absolutely no options whatsoever. And, I was on a couple of streams and we're talking about survivalism and stuff and how to survive in the woods and all that stuff. And that is always a useful thing to do too. You should never put all your eggs in one basket. You should try to change the world politically as well as have backup plans as well to fall back on if things don't work out politically, right? Because, people think they can just detach themselves from politics when you can never detach yourselves from politics. You can hide for only so long, but at the end of the day, what is politics? It's just people talking to other people. That's what it is, and convincing other people to do things. That's what politics is. So we'll never escape from it. You'll never escape people influencing other humans with speech. It's been going on for thousands of years, or hundreds of thousands. Who knows? As long as we can talk, as long as we've been able to speak, and it will continue to happen. So if you don't get involved with that, talking to people, convincing them, politics, influencing the people, then you will be controlled by your inferiors, just like Plato said, right? I'm not getting the whole quote, but he said something along those lines, right? If you don't pay attention to politics, you'll be governed by your inferiors. So, we need to do that because you will be governed. Like I said, you can only hide for so long. The government, it owns all the fucking land, man. There's no place for you to run other than trying to change the environment that you currently live in. But, if you don't, there's going to be more and more attack on Christmas, on Christianity, on white males, because this group of people are the ones that are preventing are trying to prevent a lot of this globalization, or are going to stop a lot of this globalization. This is the group where free speech originates from. And this is what Marxists and leftists and whatever want to get rid of. So, why would they go after the Chinese men who've not once in their history ever come up with free speech or anything like that? Well, of course they're going to go for white men. Why would they go after African men in Africa when they have no history of creating a free market like white men in Western countries have had a history of doing? And they don't want a free market, right? So, of course, they go for that. And same with Christianity. That it's the West, white people on average, that promote Christianity, which is a huge, stalwart or whatever against Marxism as well. This is why they want to go after Christians predominantly too. And this isn't to shit on any other culture or whatnot, but this is just appears to be what they're doing. This is my opinion for the reasoning for why they're doing it. And it's going to affect everybody at the end of the day, them going for just white men and stuff and taking us down. It's the Pareto principle, right? Now, everybody's going to be affected negatively at the end of the day because they've been fed the lie, right, that white people just create bad shit. But realistically, a lot of the world is way better off because white people exist. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to admit that, but it's true. More, like half of the population wouldn't even exist, first of all. And, just the ideals, the principles that, people passed on, as well as the, medicine, etc. People's lives are way better. That doesn't mean everything we've done in history was good. Obviously not. We've done a lot of bad stuff too, like everybody else, like the Ottoman empires, like Genghis Khan, like whomever else. But we've done a lot of good, and you can't discount a lot of that good. And if we didn't exist, most people we'd still be living in the medieval times. That's where we would be at right now. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure we'd still be in the medieval times right now. But, I'm getting a little bit off track here. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year's. Follow me on Discord. I have the link in the description below. Follow all the other YouTubers that I have below as well. All good guys, all good girls, making great content, all Canadian as well. So, help everybody out, help out their channels, give them a sub, check out one of their videos each, if you have the time at the very least, to see if you do like their content, share it around, whatnot. And, that's about it, guys. But have a good night. Take it easy. Peace.